Happy Good Friday, and welcome to the latest installment of prizepicks with CJ Curry. If you're new to this channel and haven't subscribed before, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell. Turn on all notifications for the channel so you're alerted by YouTube immediately as soon as a new video drops. And while you're down there clicking all those buttons, hit the like button for me as well so that your likes will recommend this channel, these videos to more people in the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate you as I'm trying to grow the subscriber count and grow the following here on the channel. So without further ado, we've got 6 different picks that we're going to storm through real quick on the prize picks board. That's where I take all of my MLB player props, but these might be available to you on a different app or book. You take them where you can take them. But if you're not playing on prize picks yet, they're still doing a promo code where you can do $5 slip. Whether you win or lose, they're going to give you $50 back. So make your first deposit. Use promo code CJ Curry when you do, and you'll get that offer, that promotion. There's going to be links to everything down in the description of today's video. So let's start things off here with Owen Casey of the Miami Marlins. He's at 0.5 total hits. So when we go out here and we take a look at his prop, the 0.5 hits is the same as 0.5 total bases. He's at some pretty good odds here for the over on 0.5 total bases on some of these sports books, like minus 146 betting favorite on ProfitX, minus 141 betting favorite on Pinnacle, minus 150 betting favorite on Flip to go over a 0.5 total base. So if total base at 0.5 and total hits is 0.5 are the same exact thing, where they have to basically get one hit, reach base with their bat, well, then we should take the over there, being that there's some good odds here. And he's projected for a 0.73 total base projection. So things looking pretty good here for Owen Casey. Moving on to the next pick, it's Jorbit Vivas of the Washington Nationals going up against the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's at 0.5 hits. So we're going to kind of do the same thing here. We're going to go back to the total bases over on EV Analytics. Punch in Jorbit Vivas's name. Now, his projection is 0.48 for the total bases. You're seeing a lot of red arrows kind of trending down, meaning the odds or the movement is more people are putting their money on the under here on Jorbit Vivas. Some of the sites where he's at 0.5 total bases, he's like a minus 130 betting favorite over on Flip to stay under. Pinnacle, he's a minus 135 betting favorite to stay under 0.5 total bases. So again, total bases and hits are the same exact thing when you're talking about a 0.5 line. So if people are betting the under on some of these sites for him to go under a total base, well, then he's also going to go under a total hit if the line is 0.5. So that's pick number 2. Pick number 3, we're looking at Javier Baez of the Detroit Tigers. He's at 3-hitter fantasy score. Now, if you ever see a player that's at like 3-hitter fantasy score, I recommend you go out to a sports book or multiple sports books and punch in that player's name for 0.5 total bases or 0.5 hits. If they're a big betting favorite to go over 0.5 total bases or 0.5 hits, and their hitter fantasy score is 3, let's say he actually does get a hit or actually does get 1 total base, well, then that's automatically 3 fantasy score, and it's a tie or push at least. But what's great about hitter fantasy score is, outside of it being a 1 hit or 1 total base to tie with 3 fantasy score, you also have other ways of hitting the over on the fantasy score, like runs, like RBIs, like stolen bases, and like being hit by a pitch. So a lot of different options there for Javier Baez to clear the 3-hitter fantasy score. So let's go look at his hits and his total bases. Starting with the total bases, Baez is projected for 0.76 total bases. If you look at where his total base prop is on some of these sports books, huge money coming in on the over. Big odds here, minus 170 betting favorite to go over, minus 180 betting favorite, minus 193 betting favorite to go over, minus 185 on some of these other sites, minus 164, minus 186. So a lot of money coming in on the over for his total bases. So the betting public is basically speaking with their money, saying, hey, we think he's going to get at least 1 hit or 1 total base today. So with that being said, let's take the 3 fantasy score. Let's say he gets that 1 total base. Maybe it's a tie, maybe it's a push. It's not the end of the world, but at least there will be some upside here for him to get some other stats as well, like a run, an RBI, a stolen base, or being hit by a pitch. So that's your third pick. Pick number 4 is going to be Kevin McGonigal, also sticking here with the Detroit Tigers. Now, when you see a player at like 4.5 or 5 hitter fantasy score, what I would recommend is you go out to a sports book like we're going to do here with EV Analytics. You go to the hits, runs, and RBIs section. You type in Kevin McGonigal's name, and you start looking at the odds for the over on the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, you're seeing a lot of green arrows trending up. A lot of love here for Kevin McGonigal in this matchup. Minus 135, minus 143, betting favorite over, minus 150 on some of these books, minus 135 on some others. So money coming in, trending up. So we're going to take the over on the 5 hitter fantasy score. If he does go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, let's say he has a hit and an RBI or a hit and a run, that's automatically 5 hitter fantasy score. But let's say he also gets walked on top of that. Well, then he's going to go over his 5 hitter fantasy score. Now, taking a look at the projection here for Kevin McGonigal, if we go over to the BAT fantasy score projections, punching in his name, he's projected for about 7.96 hitter fantasy score, so almost 8 hitter fantasy score. So his line is 5 on prize picks. He is projected to get about 8. So let's go on to the next pick, which is going to be Jonathan Aranda. We're applying the same methodology to this one. We're going to go out and look at his hits, runs, and RBIs line, see if it's being juiced up or juiced down, juiced over or juiced under. And for that, we're going to go back to EV Analytics. If you guys want to get your hand on EV Analytics and the BAT projections, again, link down in the description. You can check it out for yourself. But at 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, Jonathan Aranda of the Tampa Bay Rays is pretty juiced up here on most books for the over on 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I mean, we're seeing odds of minus 140 on some of these sites like Fliff and Bet Online. Minus 130 here on The Score and Fanatics and BetMGM. Minus 132 on the over on Profit X. Minus 133 for the over on Novig. So a lot of money coming in on the over. And again, if he clears the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, it's a good chance he's going to have at least 5 hitter fantasy score. The only weird situation that could happen is, let's say he doesn't get a hit. Maybe he gets a run and an RBI. Well, that would only be 4 fantasy score. It would be close to 5, but that scenario does happen once in a while. A player could get walked, and then he could, get a run, and he may not get to his 5 hitter fantasy score. But I just kind of use the hits, runs, and RBIs if the line is 1.5 as like a good measuring stick of maybe his success or chances of going over. But let's check a projection here for Jonathan Aranda. His projected fantasy score today is 7.71. So they have about 2.7 hitter fantasy score higher than his line of 5. So there's your next pick. Moving on to the last one, Teoscar Hernandez of the Los Angeles Dodgers is also at 5 hitter fantasy score. So it's rinse and repeat, gang. You go back out here, you type in Teoscar Hernandez's name into a tool like EV Analytics, and you just kind of compare his hits, runs, and RBIs lines. Looking at the odds for the over, they look good. Minus 130 at minimum. We're seeing odds as high as minus 145 on some books, minus 136, minus 137, minus 142 on Profit X, and strong projections for Teoscar Hernandez to get at least more than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, 2.28. One thing that you'll notice is that a lot of these fantasy score props that are at 3 fantasy score, they won't offer a 0.5 total base or a 0.5 hits. Or if the fantasy score is at 4.5 or 5, they won't offer a 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And to me, that's kind of an indication that, hey, they're a little scared, skittish that this player may go over those lines, or there's too much money coming in on the over on those lines. And so Prize Picks won't offer them. But the next best thing is the 3 fantasy score or the 4.5 or 5 fantasy score for some of these guys. So let's check out the projection here for Teoscar Hernandez real quick. And he is projected for 8.19 hitter fantasy score over on the BAT. Again, if you're using projection models, make sure you're using DraftKings projection models for hitters and FanDuel projection models for pitchers when it comes to MLB. So FanDuel, pitchers, DraftKings for the hitters. All right, gang. So that is your last pick, Teoscar Hernandez over 5 hitter fantasy score. Good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays. If you're a Dub Club Discord member, I'll be sending more slips out down in the Discord section, and you can get those through the Dub Club app as well. And we've got a lot of NBA, a lot of MLB, so definitely keep your alerts on if you're a Dub Club Discord member, and I'll be sending out more picks and slips throughout the day. Catch you in the next video real soon. Happy Friday.